Hey, Bulls and Bears, back with another dose. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I hope you're well. Please make sure you subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's start off with silver. Silver holding above $30 for over 2 weeks now. And that's actually very good compared to previous run ups over $30, where we saw silver breach the $30 point, but really didn't stay there for too long, sometimes for just a day or two, and it would get pushed back down very rapidly. Let me ask you a question. With that type of price action, with silver going up above $30 and getting pushed back down sometimes in one day down to $28, then the next day 27, 26, with that type of price movement, do you really believe it's people with physical silver going and selling their collections of coins? Right? Of course not. That's silly, right? All the coin collectors getting together and all selling tens of thousands, maybe millions of ounces at once in order to create that type of price action. Of course not, right? Just the price action alone should clue you in on what's happening. It's manipulated on the paper market. They're using derivatives, and they're using shorting, in many cases naked shorting, selling silver they don't even have. That's what happens when you sell something short, is you're basically selling something that you don't have, or you borrowed it and then you have to buy it back later. So what's happening with silver? It's complete manipulation, and it appears the manipulation is coming to an end. One, or two, the physical demand is so strong they can no longer justify the paper price compared to the physical object, right? So every time you buy an ounce of silver, you're fighting back against that, right? It takes a whole bunch of people to buy silver to move the price. So that should tell you that these price drops and push downs in the past, when we saw silver jump up, has been complete manipulation. Now, why? Why are they manipulating the price of silver? One is a lot of industrial uses, right? Corporate America, even the military industrial complex, heavy silver usage in different types of weapons, solar panels, huge amounts of silver, electric cars, so much demand out there for silver. So it's big business that wants to keep the price suppressed so they can continue their operations. All right. But if you're holding silver, I think you're very happy right now. On this channel, we started talking about silver when it was under $15, right? So you more than doubled your investment if you bought back when we first started bringing it up here. Well, let's go over to this here. This is the silver to dollar ratio. This is the 5-year average of the yearly increase in the U.S. money supply divided by the yearly world production of silver in ounces, folks. This is at $1,558 per ounce. Also, we look at the 10-year average. It's 1,121. All right. So I'm one of the few people that thinks silver will be in the $1,000 plus range here in the very near future. I actually think it's going to be part of the next monetary system. Of course, they're going to try to bring in this digital currency, the central bank digital currency. They recently got pushback. If you remember our report last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? Last week, the central bank digital currency got shut down. It got rejected by Congress. Now, many people are saying that's just a head fake, that they're going to come out with another one here very quickly, and that one's going to get passed, right? So what some people are saying is, and some people very close to uh, the channels I listen to, and some people that I follow very closely, rather, they're saying, some of them are saying that this is a head fake, that this is only to put people at ease, and they're going to actually implement this central bank digital currency later this year. Now, I hope those rumors are wrong. I hope those people saying that are wrong. But we're going to see how it plays out. I mean, everyone here on this channel, we're going to be prepared either way, because we've talked about here hundreds of times how you should invest to brace for the risks that are coming down the road. If you don't have silver in your portfolio, I think you're going to be missing the boat big time, because yes, some different things may happen before then, but ultimately we have to go back to a sound way of trade, way of buying and selling goods. And look at all the other countries getting sick of being abused by the U.S. and this fiat dollar that we're just creating at the click of a mouse to infinity, right? Countries are finally waking up to this, and that's why we see this pushback against the dollar, plus all the sanctions that we do against other countries, kicking countries out of the SWIFT system, the settlement system for transactions. And this has a lot of countries very nervous about, quote, the force and might and power of the U.S. basically throwing our weight around the world because we have the world reserve currency. All right, so times are changing, things are changing drastically. Get yourself some silver. I would expect a pullback though. Let me throw some caution out there. Silver ran up very quickly, and actually, let's bring up a chart here because I don't want anyone jumping in to silver, especially very heavily, right? I know someone personally that bought $100,000 worth of silver at once, just in the past few years. And they bought after it ran up. They bought at like 28, 29, and then it went back down for a long time. Remember, it got pushed back down. Take a look at this chart and tell me what you think. About 2000, the year 2000, right? We see these run-ups, huge run-ups, spikes, but ran up to what, 30, wow, $48 before a huge dip back down, right? Spikes followed by huge drops, spikes followed by huge drops. So I would expect a pullback now to right around, I'm thinking a low of $26, right? If it goes back down to 26, that's when I'm going to be jumping in. For those of you that follow my trades here, I don't talk about trades very often, but I've got about a 90% win ratio on the trades that I do talk about here in this channel. For those of you that have been on this channel and followed the trades, you know that I've got a pretty high win ratio on these, right? So we just follow the charts, we follow the trends, and we don't chase, right? If something has a huge run up, we don't chase it. You don't want to pile into silver right now. Sure, it could stay above $30, but I wouldn't be going all in or making a huge purchase at this point. I would wait for a pullback, and I don't think we're going to get much below 26. I'll be surprised actually if it goes below 26. 27, under 27, I think is very likely. There's some people out there saying that $30 is the new floor, $30. I've witnessed a lot of other channels out there. I don't want to call anybody out, but let me see if I can name some here. The Ninja, I won't even bother getting into that, right? I don't want to, put people on blast, so to speak. But anyways, I think we're going to see a pullback, but then I think we're going to see higher highs as soon as later this year. I'm talking about $34, $35, $37. And people are going to be coming running into gold and silver both, but especially silver because it's way more undervalued, in my opinion, than gold, especially when you look back to the 1980s. If I had a longer chart here, you would see that in the 1980s, it was over $50 for a brief period before what it got pushed back down. Again, a bunch of people selling their physical stack. No, it's paper manipulation. When they can create trillions of dollars at the click of a mouse, we're talking about the central bank, they can also manipulate prices. Everything you see bought and sold with a digital price online, including commodities, foods, it can all be manipulated at the click of a mouse. So if they can create trillions of dollars at the click of a mouse, you bet they're manipulating the price. You can bet your money on that. All right, so we're going to see who's right. We're going to see what happens with silver. Other news, kind of shift gears here a little bit. We've got banking implosion happening, and it's not what you think, or it may not be what you think. Let's take a look at this. And so this is a bank out of Youngstown, Ohio. This is a Chase branch. To me, it looks like it's a setup because the street's all closed off. But take a look what happened here. So people were injured. So it wasn't something that was so planned that they told everybody to get back. But it's interesting because a lot of the street is blocked off. So very interesting. They're saying it's a gas explosion at this Chase branch. So that made the news. I wasn't really going to bring that up here, but I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that. What do you think about that? Also in Denver, drones will be sent out to police calls because of the lack of funding for the city's police department. 911 calls are first going to be, a drone is first going to be flown out there to see the situation or assess the scene, so to speak, to assess the danger and seeing if it's worth sending out police officers, right? So it's going to be very interesting here. Daily Mail actually reported on that. Drones to be introduced into Denver after the city defunded the police force by millions. Right, so very interesting things. We're going to see this in other cities. We already saw what New York, they had the police robot, and it ended up getting vandalized or tipped over, something like that. So they had to take it away. So very interesting times, folks. What do you think about the silver price? What's your prediction? I'm looking for a pullback. Going to buy some more on the pullback, and I'm thinking $40 possibly within the year. All right, we'll see if I'm right. We'll see how it plays out, everybody. Again, let me know what you're thinking, and everybody keep stacking. Bye for now. Peace.